Hello, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
All right.
So you're needing a claim form?
Yeah, I was talking to the clerk to see if they had a statement of claim form. I didn't know if I should do that here or at the state court.
We're not familiar with that form, so that might be something you need to talk to state court about. But we don't have a statement of claim form.
Okay. As far as the investigation that was done, or if there was one done on Tyler Reid, I never heard anything from that situation. Like,
Yeah,
nobody
I
ever
mean,
said
you're welcome
anything.
to file a public records request for his personnel file.
Yeah, I did, and the day that I came down here to do that, they told me to go to the county to do it. And when I filed it with them, they told me that they didn't have it.
Well, he worked for Hood County PD, so they do have it.
Yeah, I have it in like an email showing, what the response was. So I was like, okay, well, I really didn't know what to do at this point, or even if they had the footage from the inside of the area where he, pushed me. So I was trying to see if anybody ever viewed that camera.
Yeah, we did.
So I can file the open request here to get that footage.
Well, I don't know if the footage still exists, but as far as his personnel file goes, I mean, you can file an open records request.
And also with that video footage.
I don't know if it still exists. I mean, that's been a
Yeah,
while ago.
because like I said, I tried to file one here before, and they told me that they went to the state that they couldn't even do it here.
Yeah, that's the criminal case. Yeah.
So if I ask them again for that document and fill it out, are they going to tell me the same thing?
Well, as far as his personnel file, I mean, that you could have access to that for an open records request.
So in regards to the investigation that was done, like, I'm trying to figure out what the results
It was unfounded.
It was unfounded that he pushed me?
Yes.
So when they saw the camera, they didn't see him push me?
Well, he didn't use any force. You reacted significantly to him guiding you out the door.
So it was so they're saying he didn't touch me, is what they're saying.
That's not. I didn't say that. I said that he didn't push you. He was like, "Come on, sir," and like whenever he touched you, you just like.
So they were saying I exaggerated it.
Yes. Basically. Yes.
So who made that claim? Like, was it the chief or who actually?
And I agree with him. I mean, I watched the video too.
So at the moment, so at the moment.
606, go ahead. Well, we can dispatch a unit for welfare.
So at the moment when he told me that he would arrest me, so at the moment when he told me that he told me, he said, "I'm not gonna deal with this. Get out of here before I arrest you again." So at that point, was that like a legitimate statement? Because the thing is, I ain't committed a crime.
Correct, but at the same time, like if you continue to stay in the building, then you have been subject to arrest for criminal trespass because you didn't have any other business here at the city center.
Well, that particular day when I came up here to get my firearm.
Right, but you were in the process of exiting the building.
No, he told me to leave.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so I didn't leave on my own free will. Like when y'all say he guided me, that's actually considered battery because it's an unwanted touch. So with that,
no, I mean, that's incorrect. But go ahead.
Okay, so
we can physically touch somebody as law enforcement officers and it not be battery. If you're not heeding verbal commands, sir, please exit the building. Like we can, So that's.
So with me being like technically speaking, like let's just say for instance I wanted to come in here and film. Is that against the law?
No, it's not.
Okay, so if I decided to come in here, then that would be considered constitutional business, right? If I'm just filming a document, right?
That, right.
Okay, so going back, you told me that I didn't have any business here. The day that I came here, I was, like,
Right,
sure
but
to see my firearm.
but I'm just saying, like, I don't remember the circumstances of the events, but I wanna say you came in and, correct me if I'm wrong, you went over there to the kiosk and you started signing in.
I think it was before I actually got there, because when I walked on through, he was telling me where to go in order to sign in and everything. So the thing is, in the midst of that, he told me, he was like, "You're not gonna get your firearm back anyway. You gotta wait until the case is I think his words was he didn't say closed, but I think he said something else."
Right.
But so I was like, so when I got into the verbal discussion with him, I don't know if he was sitting or standing at the time, he walked over towards me and he said, "Get out of here before I arrest you again." But he didn't say anything about I was creating a disturbance or breaking the law. He just said, "Get out of here before I arrest you again." And at that moment, I'm thinking, well, what crime have I committed if you're making a threat to arrest me and possibly trespass me from a public building? So,
but I don't know if you've ever read our rules and regulations for the city center that are up on the magnetometer. But in addition to that, we have a standard of behavior and decorum while you're inside the city center. And if you fail to take heed that, we can ask you to leave. And so that's what happened.
So I'm trying to figure out at what point did I fail to do or failed any policies, or what actually did I violate?
Well, for one, I mean, you were saying things that were inappropriate to Officer Reid.
So what things did I say to him that was inappropriate?
I wasn't there,
I didn't say.
So I just know what he said, you said, and
So they just take that for his word, and that's what it is.
Well, I mean, based off the body language and what he said, it was obvious that you were saying things that were inappropriate.
So if you're saying you don't know, but you're saying it is obvious, so you're taking his word for it, right?
In addition to his body language, and your body language. So
was there any audio to the video?
I don't remember.
Okay, so how do you know what was said if you're gonna just take his word for it?
Well, I mean, you explained to me what was said. I don't know. Do you remember what was said?
I mean, yeah, I was there.
So what did you say?
I mean, when I walked in, I called him by his first name.
Okay.
But that's not illegal. I mean, this is given name from his mom or father, whoever names him. But he told me it was disrespectful. But the last time I checked, being disrespectful was not against the law. But that's just an opinionated thing. So I'm not his subordinate, and I don't work for the city. So I can call him really whatever I want to call him. But I didn't make a threat to him. I didn't call him out of his name. So that legally is his name. He just didn't like the fact that I found out what his first name was, among a whole lot of other stuff about him that I didn't divulge at that time. So the thing is, I didn't do anything that was against the law or violated the policies of the building at all. So I don't understand that.
Well, I mean, when he asked you to leave and you didn't leave, I mean, and he had to guide you out, which led to you thinking that, he pushed you, if you would have just exited the building, none of that would have happened.
But I'm saying I never refused. He simultaneously walked towards me and did it at the same time. I didn't know, it wasn't like, "Hey, I need you to leave the building. Hey, I need you to leave the building," and I refused. That's not what happened. He actually stood up, or he was standing there sitting and walked towards me and pushed me and then said what he said. So that caught me off guard, and I wasn't being theatrical as he put in his report that that's what I was doing. He slammed me on the hood of his car. So I know y'all probably saw that footage too. But I get it, y'all gonna cover for each other because y'all wear the same color, I understand. But when I come down to try to, get things rectified, I'm being told, indirectly that, oh, you gotta go to the state because they're dealing with it now. So
but as far as what happened here in the building and him pushing you and all that, that's unfounded. All that is unfounded. So there's no business that you have here other than if you're issued a citation or you have another encounter of us and you come up here and get an accident report or police report or you pay a citation, then you have business here. But all the stuff that you have to do with state court cannot be done here. All of that has to be done over at,
So you're saying that day I didn't have any place to be here?
I'm not saying, I'm just saying moving forward. You know, if you file an open records request, you know, we can deliver that by email or mail. If you want to come up here and get a hard copy, but as far as anything to do with your case, that all was over at state court. Now, as far as, you know, what happened inside the building of Officer Reid, like I said, I mean, that was ruled to be unfounded.
So if I came in and I put my hands on an officer like that, and I deem it to be just, you know, like a superficial touch, like, would they be able to charge me for inappropriate conduct or inappropriate touch?
Well, that would all depend on circumstances. I mean, that's, you know, it's a very subjective thing. You know, if you know, we're acquaintances, it's just, hey man, how are you? Good to see you. You know, I mean, but it's something else if we're in a verbal altercation, you decide to put your hands on us. I mean, that there's a context there that, so, but is there anything else that we can help you with today?
I mean, I guess not. I mean, I guess I'm just, I mean, cause like I said, I tried to do a request before and they denied me, which I know open records is, you know, filing that and receiving documents, you know. I mean, if they're refusing, then I could sue them for that, because it's public records. But if they're, because
here's the thing,
footage from that incident, even from the traffic stop, like they have the footage.
But here's the thing about that is that, you know, that's part of discovery, and I would certainly recommend that you actually get legal counsel, and they can take and get all that. Are you representing yourself over at court, at state court?
I mean, I'd rather not say, but you know, the thing is though.
But so if you have an attorney that, you know, specializes in all things legally in the legal world.
I mean, that's what an attorney told me, that if I'm denied any type of access to public records in regards
not
to
when the case is active. Now, when the case is closed, you can come over here and get as much as you want. But the only thing that you're going to have access to prior to the case being adjudicated would be just the incident report. Now, if your attorney came and filed discovery, which they would do at state court, not here, then, excuse me. Hey, I'm dealing with somebody at the City Center.
I'm not gonna take up the time. I'm gonna just go ahead and leave. I got you.
Okay. All right, have a good day, sir.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, yeah, I'm good. All right. So apparently, there was a sergeant that I've been dealing with. So I guess he's saying that I was pretty much being theatrical when the officer put his hand on me and told me to leave, but he actually pushed me. So they're saying that there was absolutely nothing wrong with him putting his hands on me. Now, we know if I'd have did that, I would have still been in jail right now. So, you know, they always gonna find stuff like that to be unfounded and everything. But I've tried to come down here multiple times to receive information and been directly or indirectly denied. And I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out why it took them so long. Now, he told me they had already saw the footage, you know, and I'm thinking at this point, so like, why didn't anybody come to me and say anything to me about the situation? You know what I'm saying? And even out of all of this, it's just ironic that he is now resigned, you know, from this department or whatnot. But usually in cases like this, you have to get an attorney, because as a civilian, man, they gonna treat you like crap. And so he was telling me that he's pretty much siding with what the officer said, even though he, you know, threatened to make an arrest against me when I hadn't committed a crime, or nor have I broken any policy violation. You know, they tried to make it seem like I was there and I didn't have business to be there. Every time I've come here, I've had business to, you know, to be here. Even if I wanted to come in just to film, that's constitutionally protected activity, First Amendment, you know, freedom of press. That's business. So, you know, I guess they just feel like, oh, you know, I mean, if our taxpayers' dollars go to this building, you know, we have business to walk in here, whether they agree with you or not. Now, if I'm being disorderly or I'm making threats to people and stuff like that, then yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, you got to kick a person out for that, right? But that's not what we're dealing with here. We dealing with that thin blue line. Everybody's gonna support everybody. He's saying that he's gonna take the other guy's word for what he said and what the camera footage said versus what actually happened. The guy put his hands on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's why it's not really assault. It's, you know, it's battery. It's an unwanted touch, and it was an unnecessary touch. You know, but you know, they give them that immunity and, you know, for them to do whatever they want to do. But, you know, y'all know if I'd have did that and I'd have conduct myself in any way other than being professional, I'd be still in jail right now. And they probably would have released body camera footage on their own choosing the next day. So he finally came out and told me that, you know, that everything was unfounded. But like I said, they already knew that. They're just now deciding to tell me that. And I come down here looking for a statement of claim form, and the clerk of the court didn't even know what I was talking about. Ironic.